I've trained calisthenics for 10 years. I've solely focused on strength. But what's on the other side? What can we learn from endurance? This is my journey to running a 70-kilometer ultramarathon in Japan. All right, that was attempt number one of the day. Well, it didn't go too well, but we'll see what happens on attempt number two. For today's workout, I have planned some one-arm planche and handstand attempts, perhaps some normal planche as well, and then some pull-ups. Now, as you might notice, there are no bodyweight pistol squats involved today in today's menu for the mobility work, right? Which I was doing over the last couple of days. Now, there is a good reason for this. So, I added the mobility work into my routine after running the 30 kilometers and the 17-kilometer trail run last weekend as a part of the recovery, right? Because I was going to do a deload and, well, I had the space to do some mobility work, but I noticed as my legs were getting recovered, knees feeling strong, legs feeling recovered, feet, healing again. I was noticing that my calves weren't recovering as the rest of my body was. And yesterday I did some extra leg work and I noticed, hey, my left calf is even more tired than my right one. And as it comes, as it happens, the mobility work is the most difficult for me on my left side. I'm having the most trouble with it. So what that means is that little thing that I add into my workout routine actually turned out to be something that puts pressure on my calves without me noticing it until, well, a couple days later when you see, hey, my calves aren't recovering. Why is this happening? So sometimes you're just gonna do these random things in your workout routine and you don't even think anything of it, right? You're like, oh, perhaps I can add some pull-ups or perhaps I can try the one-arm handstand. It's not that much power involved, right? It's gonna be fine, but it happens often that those little things that you don't think about are actually what matters the most or what matters more than you would think originally. So be careful of that. And also, I guess you can look at it from a different perspective. Even those small changes that you think don't have a big effect, they do have an effect, right? So when it comes to your daily life as well, when it comes to your daily training, right? Going to bed 10 minutes earlier, eating a bit better food, eating some more calories or some less if you want to lose weight. It's the small things that stack up, whether it's the small losses or the small wins, they stack up and they will make an impact on how your life and your training is going. So let's pay attention to those. But anyway, I'm going to move on to attempt number two. Let's get started with today's workout. Oh, yes. All right, not too bad to close off the one arm planche and one arm handstand. 4 seconds of one arm planche, I think that's a best, at least ever since I started it. Training it again post bulk in the when I was still a bit lighter. I think I could do like 10 to 15 seconds, but that's gonna have to still wait for a while. But anyway, right now I'm gonna move on to some planche. Just a couple sets, 2 or 3 sets. Quite intense, I hope, but we will see. It's not a lot of volume, but at the moment, my main goal is the running, and I'm just maintaining my strength in general, when it comes to the workout. So even if it's just a small stimulus and it doesn't result in positive gains in, you getting a lot stronger, it will still result in you maintaining what you have at the moment. So if I were to do nothing at all, for the past 2 months, then basically I wouldn't even be able to do a full planche anymore. But as it stands, last time I was actually pretty strong and I was able to do some deep push-ups. I was able to do 10 seconds to a press and all of this fun stuff, and that's because I was still putting in the work to maintain what I have. So don't underestimate the results of what you're doing, right? Whew. 3 deep push-ups. Not too bad, they're feeling powerful. Whew. What the fuck? All right. Set number 1 of some dirty pull-ups. 20 reps, 20 kilos, aiming for 5 sets. If I can do that, I would actually be quite freaking happy with it. So let's go. I have a timer set once every 5 minutes, so I have over 4 minutes of rest time. But I don't really care about, endurance, so to speak, even though this is kind of endurance. I just care about being able to do 100 pull-ups in general with 20 kilos. That would be quite nice, wouldn't it? And so, when you're training, right, whether you push yourself in weight, in amount of sets, in amount of reps, rest time, it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter if your rest time is 1 to 2 minutes for muscle building. It doesn't matter if your sets are 8 to 12 reps. What matters is if you're pushing yourself compared to last time. So as long as you have something that you're progressing on, you're on the right track. And that's what I'm aiming for today. I think last time I got 3 sets with this exact weight. So let's see what happens today. Holy hell. One more sit. That's gonna be difficult as hell. Anyway, after next sit, I'm gonna have to immediately take my bacon out of the oven, so there won't be a post-training talk, but there will be a post-training bacon. I'll make sure to have a quick snapshot. But I don't have a lot to mention. Holy shit, I can't talk. I don't have a lot to mention, It's just what I was saying in the beginning. Little changes make a big impact, whether they're negative or not. I was doing bodyweight pistol squats for mobility work, right? And I've done a pistol squat with 60 kilos on my shoulders. So you wouldn't expect the pistol squat to affect anything at all, but in fact, it did. So oftentimes when we look at our training, when we look at our things in life, we look at what we can change drastically, but look at what you can do in a form of small and sustainable changes, Look at the small and sustainable changes that you can make in your training and in your life, because the fact that they're sustainable means that even though, their one-time impact might be small, it will stack up into something big. Just like, the mobility work stacked up for me and made my calves super tired and sore and stiff, So that's, I think, very important. But anyway, I'll see you, or you will see me doing some pull-ups. You will see some bacon. I will see you tomorrow for, I think, a leg day. I'll take it. What the hell?